Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. It is now Thursday night while I'm in Asia, and for all of you, it is going to be Thursday morning, and the market's going to be opening up, and pretty much everything's been pretty flat. If you've been watching trade trades and you've been reading all the DD and all the due diligence, stay on top of that for everything. There are a lot of really good YouTube channels out there putting a lot of good different information in. And it's really important right now, as today in the U.S. there's an SEC meeting, I believe, in front of Congress, and for Congress to really drill it into the SEC. I want to focus on a couple questions today. My first question to you is not really a question, but it's a thought. When you own the whole monopoly board, you don't mind going to jail as much. Think about that. If I was in Congress, that's what I would start drilling the SEC about. Because right now, if retail investors can't trust the SEC, who are we supposed to trust? Who has our backs? And this is something again and again keeps coming back and back and back again through all of the research, all of the due diligence that has been put out through so many different hands and double checked and rechecked and verified, and so many intelligent people going at this. It's all right there. And even with Adam Aaron yesterday talking about there are at least 3 million investors, and if you've done the math between the shares that are out there, it's insane. Yes, there are a lot of synthetic shares, everything, you name it, it's all there. Because this comes back down to the meeting of Congress and also a dialogue with everybody else out there, because you have to think about this. There's only one word for a market that has different types of orders that are routed through different channels in order to protect the investments of certain people or basically certain players. And that word is corrupt. And that's just what we've seen again and again and again. Citadel, for interest, a conflict of interest. Yes, they are a market maker, but at the same time, they're a hedge fund. And if you've gone through anything on the superstonk Reddit site and looked at what Adobet has done through his House of Cards, Trades talks about the House of Cards. Citadel not wearing any clothes. There's 3 really good links down there, and I'll link them down here again. Please go through them and read them again. Read them again and remind yourself about conflict of interest with Citadel. And again, the SEC, whose interest are they seriously protecting right now? Again, for the common people, common retailers, if we get caught drunk driving, we lose our license, right? Basically, we get a fine, lose our license. Huge thing. Doctors, malpractice, they lose their license. Lawyers get disbarred. Again, malpractice, they get disbarred, they lose their license. But right now, these bankers, they get a slap on the wrist, they are whisked, oh, sorry, you have to resign, but then they get a fat sum cash payment to do something else. They can still stay in the system. They go on somebody else's board of directors, another hedge fund, another bank, do other things, but yes, they get a slap on the wrist, and they're smiling the way out. This is totally unfair. And we all know that. I mean, this is, if you're through Robinhood, through Citadel, through Melvin Capital, everything that's happened right now is just, again, it's another few steps up from what happened in 2008, 2009 housing crash. Everything that happened there. And again, the corruption, conflict of interest, and again, thinking about Monopoly game and why I hate to play Monopoly. It's a game where I despise playing this because of how frustrating it gets, because only one person wins. And right now, like casinos, the hedge funds think they are going to be the one that wins, but they are pretty much cornered into a barrel right now. They cannot get out. So again, I'm gonna leave you this thought. When you own the whole monopoly board, going to jail isn't that bad of a thought. What are you going to do? Put you in maximum security prison? No. They can barely arrest brokers right now because of negligence. Barely. There's no criminal charges for negligence. They might take away your license. They may whisk one person, slap some fines on these people, but the fines are nothing. So to all of you out there who are holding 10 shares, 50 shares, 100 shares, 500 shares, even more, know that the floor, 100,000, is lower. 200,000, 250,000, 500,000, and know that. Because when this MOAS starts, the massive volume, and just like what happened through Volkswagen, what sort of happened through Robinhood and the GME thing, that gave you kind of an idea of what's coming. And you have to be mentally prepared for this because it's going to take a very long time to get done. Hopefully you don't want something long and flat, a very long squeeze with a short, high-end number. People don't sell. What people want is that sudden shot up that holds on for a week or 2 weeks and gets to 100,000, 200,000, and then slowly comes down. And of course, it won't be a perfect, bell-shaped curve. It's going to have its ups and downs and its huge sell-offs. But be ready, do your planning, do your research about it, and just be aware of everything. You don't have to watch the stocks every day. Get outside, get some air, do some due diligence, read a book, do something else. Because again, this is all based on the forensic research of so many people out there, and I'm so thankful to all of you who have great channels. Angelo in New York, Trades, a couple of channels I do, and everybody on Reddit who is doing a great job with research. So thanks to all of you out there from all your apes over here in Asia. All right, so stay strong, stay safe.